tunnels of the Oklahoma Memorial Union on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is the Crimson Metal Show. And now, here is your host, Glenn Flansburgh.
Hey everybody, this is the Crimson Metal Show live here at Norman Music Fest 10. And I'm here with Mitch and Christian from the band Shields from Austin, hard rockers from Austin. How's it going, guys?
What's going on?
It's pretty good. Pretty good? Pretty good. So, guys, you, how is this your first trip to Oklahoma?
No, we've been here a few times. We played Norman. This will be our third time here, and we did Oklahoma City last night. So we've been here a few times.
A few times, okay. So last night was a good show. You were at your mom's place, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes, we were at your mom's place.
Yeah.
Your mom was a very good host, by the way.
Very
She's
nice,
very hospitable.
Nice. I have actually never been to that venue this entire time that I've been here playing shows.
That'd be rather unnatural.
I know. It's
for you to
crazy.
go to your mom's place.
It would be a little strange. So tonight you guys are going to be playing here in front of Red Brick Bar.
Yes.
You guys psyched, ready, pumped up, ready to rock?
I'm ready for this.
All right.
He's the calm one. I'm the one that's very excitable. Like, I'm the one that runs around and, all loud and everything. Like, I'm ecstatic.
All right. So, guys, for those who aren't familiar with Shields, why don't you give us a little rundown about what Shields is all about?
Rock and roll. 3 words. Rock and roll.
3 words. All right. Well, what kind of music style would you consider you guys? If you had to pick a contemporary, who would you compare yourself to?
It's arena rock, like the Giants of the 80s mixed with like some modern like punk rock and stuff like that. So I would say like, Kiss, Steel Panther. Mitch will agree definitely with that one.
I love Steel Panther.
Anybody in that vein, any of the arena rock giants, like I said, any of them.
All right. Now, you guys aren't originally from Austin, if I remember correctly. You guys are from the Northeast areas. Maybe we can tell by that accent a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess if there's an accent, if you can hear an accent from me, I'd be extremely surprised.
No, you look like you're probably from Jersey or someplace.
No. You're from Jersey, huh, Mitch?
I'm not from that armpit.
He's from East Jersey.
East Jersey, yeah. So you're from
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island, and you're from Boston area?
Yes.
Okay. And so how did you guys meet up and get this band formed?
Well, I actually met his brother at a club, weirdly enough, a nightclub, and then eventually I made friends with him, and he eventually just asked me to play drums for his little side project thing, and then I met him through his brother. Then one day we just decided to pack up and move down here and start anew.
You just decided to, hey, let's go to Austin.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it was pretty much the thought process. I mean, it happened pretty quickly. It wasn't like, we didn't like spend too much time thinking about it. We're just like, let's just do it.
Just do it.
We did.
Yeah. Well, I applaud you for that. Austin's a great place for playing live music. I've played there a few times, but just never got around playing there enough. Now, Norman and Oklahoma City, not quite the same as Austin. Norman is a college town, Boomer Sooner, so just as Austin is, but we don't have exactly the same music scene as Austin does. But we're trying. So we have this little festival here we put on once a year, and I'm surprised that they allowed a real rock band to be here. Usually it's the indie stuff.
Well, we got to thank Mark from Red Brick Bar for that. Like, he's really hooked us up here and helped get us up here, and we started to build a following up this way, and the demand just continues to grow, so that's why we keep coming back.
So tonight, what can we expect from the show?
I can't give away all the secrets, man.
Well, this is something, when we talked before, there was kind of a lot of hype, and it's got me very curious to see this show. Can you sort of sprinkle just a little bit of something for the listeners to attract them to come on down here and see it? What can we say?
Well, your mom might come by, so I might sneak off somewhere.
Well,
here.
my mom, she actually said, I raised 3 boys. I can handle those guys.
All right.
Well,
if she can handle
The
all of
gauntlet,
us,
the gauntlet has been thrown down.
With all due respect, though, can she?
I don't know. She's up there in some years right now.
so
who
you're saying
knows?
she's experienced.
Well, experience helps. Yeah. So.
So as far as what to expect, we're gonna play some of our hits, so to speak. Well, what we're saying are come to known as hits now, because people, like, every time we play, they demand that we play them. And probably gonna play for 50 minutes, an hour. Gonna do a
Somewhere
short,
around
a not too long of a set. We're just gonna jam pack it full of high energy, high octane rock and roll, and try to throw in as many bells and whistles as we can.
Now, is it all original material? You play some covers?
We might throw in a cover or two tonight.
What do you normally do when you do a cover? What do you got in your library?
I don't know. Should we spoil it?
You can spoil
You
it.
gotta spoil. I'm not gonna be here.
Look, Glenn's our buddy. We gotta tell him.
All right. We play. We're not going to take it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
You know, Dee Snider is basically the reason why I play music.
There you go. And then we'll probably do Fight for Your Right by the Beastie Boys. And then if we have time, maybe throw in Surrender by Cheap Trick. It all depends. We'll see how it goes.
Depends on the mood of
Fight for the Right. You know, interesting trivia about that, and I just found out just 2 nights ago is that the guitar was played by Kerry King from Slayer.
Doesn't
Interesting.
sound like it.
See, he's a massive Slayer fan. See, I never looked that far into him because I never followed them that closely. Like, I like them, but I never followed them that closely. But I'm gonna have to look into that now.
Yeah, it was interesting. It had something to do with the guy who I think was the producer, was also the producer for Slayer or something like that, and he brought him in to play the guitar part. And this was before Slayer had hit it big with what was their first big one? Maybe Seasons of the Abyss.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was one of their first big ones.
Yeah.
Again, that's a question for him. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So outside of arena rock, what do you guys listen to?
Me, I listen to, depending on my mood, I usually listen to a lot of death metal, grindcore. Then I'll swing it to like 50s rock and roll, maybe some like 20s swing, and just throw curveballs to everybody I work with.
So if I pulled out your smartphone right now, what would be queued up in your playlist?
Queued up? I don't even remember what was the last thing I was listening to. It was probably Hatebreed.
Hatebreed?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And what about you, Christian?
Well, for me, I listen to a lot of arena rock, a lot of stuff from the 80s. That's what I'm partial towards. But I listen to a lot of like late 60s, early 70s stuff. And I listen to a lot of modern pop music as well. Basically whatever tickles my fancy at the time. I like, I'll listen to whatever. And if you were, and as far as my playlist, I can't remember the last thing I had queued up. Probably, believe it or not, Meshuggah. I think that was the last thing I was listening to.
Okay.
They're going to be here. When are they? They're going to be here with Megadeth here at the Zoo Amphitheater.
Oh, yeah,
When
it's
is
going to be
that?
July,
Is that
right?
in July?
I think it's a July show.
Yeah.
So
Thinking about going to that. This
should
would be
be
fun, right? I don't know.
I'm not sure if they're doing a stop near us. Probably San Antonio, but we'll see. I don't know. We don't really get a chance to go see a lot of our favorite bands because we're always on the road.
Right. Well, I don't get to see a lot of my favorite bands because they just never come here.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know. Oklahoma City's just not a huge market for metal music. So
We can assure you, though, wherever the fans want Shields to go, we will be there.
Well-
You want us in your mom's house?
yeah. Well,
You want us in the back of your car? We'll be there.
I will let her know that you need to come play the graduation party or something.
I mean, just for the listeners, like they think this is like a joke. This is serious. Like this went down like what, last week? This is going to continue to happen.
All right. So,
well, how's Oklahoma City treated you so far since you guys have been up here?
It was good. Everybody was really friendly, really hospitable. They welcomed us with open arms and open legs.
yeah, well, that's always a good thing, I suppose. Now, what are your backup plans here tonight if we start getting softball-size hail?
Run for cover. No, we haven't really factored that into the equation. We were worried this morning. We did get in touch with the powers that be as far as what they were looking at, and they said that the weather wasn't supposed to start to turn ugly until around 10 o'clock. So we're hoping to probably play around 9. We moved everything up a little bit just to get make sure that the fans that have come out to see us, they get the show that they want, and everybody can get home safely before any weather happens. And then if it does happen earlier, we might have to cut things short, or we'll put the contingency plan in place, whatever we figure out once we get things underway shortly.
Well, I'm sort of curious, guys. Do you have any sort of like pre-show rituals or pre-show sort of prep that you go through?
You got a pair of underwear that you've never washed that you have to wear for every show?
I don't have any, really.
Yeah, I don't think really there's anything.
There might be eventually.
Yeah, there might be eventually, but we haven't really done anything. More or less, like
probably nap.
Yeah, probably sleep, because we drove this morning, and then the only thing that we did today, any different, we went to Loot XP, and we played, what was the name of that game we played?
Loot XP, yeah.
Why
you just asked me, and I just drew a complete blank.
It was the game about the power plants.
Power Grid?
Power Grid. We played that for the first time. That was fun. Like, board game was different. We just try to be chill before the shows, just try to relax a little bit. We usually hang out together. Like, we get along really well. So, we just try to hang out, maybe just like eat dinner together, just, nice, and just get everybody nice and relaxed, and then, amp it up when it's time for the show.
Now, speaking of Loot XP, one of the things that seems to be a common theme among metal musicians and hard rock and whatnot is they're huge, tremendous nerds.
Yes, I am.
They'll play like Dungeons and Dragons when they were a kid. They're into the Lord of the Rings and the Harry Potters. And is that a continuing common theme with you guys? If you guys go to Loot XP, people are probably playing Magic there and stuff
they
like
were.
that. Yeah.
It's more so me and our bass player Theo that are hardcore nerds. He's more of a gamer. He likes a lot of video games, Xbox, Madden, Fallout.
Yeah, I mean, I'm into, like, I'm more of an Xbox guy. I mean, not so much lately. I've just been too busy, so I haven't been able to keep up with the trends, so to speak. Not to interrupt you, Mitch, but yeah, I'm down to try anything as far as like nerdiness, I guess, like playing games or whatever. But lately I've just been spending most of my time reading, doing research, learning things, just trying to just learn something new. Try to expand the old noggin, as they say.
Now, besides being the vocalist, do you also play an instrument? Do you play guitar or anything?
Yeah, play guitar. I can play pretty much anything you put in front of me, but my strongest are vocals and guitar.
Okay, all right. So, do you play guitar while in Shields? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool. I don't remember when we talked last week if you said you guys had an album released already.
Well, we have our debut EP that we're touring on, and then probably I think we're up to 13 demos at this point, because when we had talked to you last, we were still working.
Okay, yeah.
So we're probably going to get about to 20, 25 demos. So that's the focus for May, is to finish that up, and then we're going to head into the studio in June, and actually we're going to cut a full length. We're probably going to put it out sometime in the fall. I don't want to put a definitive date on it because things could change, but definitely later on this year at some point, we're going to probably put out our first full length, and then we'll be putting that out short.
I don't know how you guys do that, because for me, every song is a labor of love, and I just can't throw it in put it aside. When we did our full length CD, we were struggling to get to 11 songs, and it was a battle. I mean, we were recording in the studio and saying, okay, let's try to get this one hammered out and get it laid down. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how you guys could. I don't know how anybody can write 25 songs and then say, okay, we're going to use these 10, and the other just put them someplace else.
Well, this guy right here is a riff machine. Every day it's like another 10, 20 riffs that he just. All right, new riff. Let's see if it'll fit somewhere.
That's a little bit of an exaggeration, Mitch. But I mean, we definitely. It's just that, when inspiration strikes. I mean, I come up with at least a couple every day or something, and then we'll start working into a song. And and you talked about the process of deciding what songs make the record or not. It's just the songs that we feel, not necessarily we're making a concept album, but the songs that we feel have continuity and really fit the theme of what we're trying to do. And that means. For us, we'll go in a couple different directions, but it's all going to still be, it's still going to have a central focus. It's all going to sound like Shields. It's going to be interchangeable. You'll know it's us, regardless. And, it's basically we just whatever we think is the best of the best, we'll put on the record and we'll see how it goes.
Now, will you go back and revisit those other tracks that you've?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that we would just throw them away and never, they would never see the light of day or anything. You could always leave them on a box set or something later on. But yeah, sure. I mean, that's why we record the demo. So later on, if we say, hey, remember this song idea? This would fit for this. Let's finish this song and see where it goes.
So, Mitch, tell me about your kit.
My kits?
Yeah.
I don't play drums for this band.
Oh, well. All right. Well, then for some reason, I thought you said you were the drummer.
I did play drums for 14 years before I moved down here with these guys. And then after we moved down here, we started writing out a few songs. Then afterwards, they were just like, all right, Mitch, here's a guitar. You're going to play guitar now.
All right. Well, tell me about your guitar.
I play an American Fender Elite Stratocaster Special Series. I have a Fender American Elite Telecaster and a LTD Deluxe Diamond Series that I play. They're all in different tunings.
So you're a big Fender person?
I do enjoy my Fenders.
What about your rig?
My rig, I have a EVH 5150.
So an Eddie Van Halen, which is, I believe they're marketed by Fender, right?
Yes, they are made by Fender, yeah.
And what about you, Christian?
I use Gibson all the way.
Yeah.
I got 3 Gibson Les Pauls. I use 2 Les Paul Studios in my live rig. And then I also have a custom shop Signature T series that I use. That's my primary. And then as far as like my amp, I'm using an orange 4x12 cab, and I'm using a Marshall JCM 2000 head. But the secret is in the tubes. It's all Mesa tubes in that Marshall head.
Is it?
So, and that's what I use as far as gear. And then Theo, what does he play for bass? He's got Fender American.
He has a Fender American Standard J bass 5-string.
And then what does Envy use for drums?
He uses a PDP.
It's by Pacific.
Yeah, it's a P.
It's by DW. I'm sorry.
Yeah, PDP by DW. He has some weird signature series. It's like diamond pearl wrap on it. It's pretty nice, and he uses all Zildjian cymbals. He has Z custom hi-hats and K series crashes and rides.
Okay.
But go back to the other question. Mitch does have a drum kit, so if you want to know what he plays when in his free time,
what do you got? What do you bang around on?
What do we have at the studio? Some weird.
That's a Pearl. I think it's a Pearl.
No, it's not a Pearl.
It's
some PDP Masterwork, some junk.
Well, not about the rehearsal kit. He's talking about when you play drums.
When I was at home,
what would you have for your
my
kit?
Frankenstein. What was it? I think it was a CB drum kit, some old one I found at a pawn shop a long time ago. And then I ripped that thing apart, fine-tuned it, used all Ebony Evans drum head, so it was just flat black on top of flat black. I powder-coated all the hardware black, so everything was black.
Okay, very nice. Well, I can tell black is probably one of your primary colors.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Everything's always dark.
Except for my half stack, which is white.
It's actually white, ironically enough.
So for those people who aren't going to be able to come down here and see you, or they're afraid of the weather.
Come on down.
Well, they're scaredy cats. They just can't handle the rock.
Well, where can they find Shields?
If you guys go to shieldstheband.com, so www.shieldstheband.com, it'll link you out to all of our social media, all of our places where you can listen to our music. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, that's all at Shields the Band. And then we're on iTunes, Google Play, Apple Music, Spotify, and then obviously we sell hard copy CDs through our website.
You got lots of merch tonight?
We got some shirts and CDs for sale.
All right. Well, Evan, you have anything more to add?
I just want to encourage anyone who's listening to come on out. We're going to be in front of the Red Brick Bar on Main Street, in the street. So it's going to be right out front, and I'm going to be here to check it out. So come on out, everybody.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like a house party at your mom's house.
Yeah, there you go. It's gonna be a good time. So what else we want to talk about before we? Why
don't we get Evan in on this? He hasn't he hasn't really chimed in. What do you got?
What do I got?
Yeah, come on, you haven't really chimed in.
Well, guys, I'm excited. I think one of the things is that I'm interested in and why I want to really stick around and see the show is, but when we had our interview on the Crimson Metal Show a couple weeks ago, you kind of left me really wondering what is up as far as the live arena show with you guys. So, I've tried to get you to disclose your secrets. You're not going to do it. I've pushed a little bit, not too hard, pushed a little bit. I can see by your eyes, you're not going to give me give it away. So that means I'm going to have to stick around.
Do you have any cool moves you get up there and
So I guess
audience?
the question is there anything going to happen that's going to make your mother embarrassed? Is your mama going to be proud of you after this show?
I'm pretty sure my mom is very proud. She hasn't seen us live yet because she unfortunately doesn't live down here. She lives in Kentucky. But actually, I don't know. How do we answer that question?
We're not pulling like a Red Hot Chili Peppers and coming out in only tube socks over our junk.
No, no, nobody wants to see that.
No, if you were,
No, I'm too hairy for that.
I might stick around just for that. If you guys.
Oh, you're not sticking around?
No, I have another event I have to go to.
Well, at least we got
Another school event. Getting ready to graduate next week, so.
Oh, hey, congratulations though. That's good news.
It only took 25 years, so.
You only gotta worry about the mountain of debt afterwards.
Yeah, I'm deferring it because I just applied for graduate school. So
Just keep putting it off. Just keep rolling it on down the line, right?
Yeah, exactly. I figure if I just keep taking 6 credit hours a semester, then by the time that I die, I'll just never have to pay that off.
I think they just kind of drop it on your kids or whoever's still alive in your family.
I don't think student loan is transferable.
Oh, you just haven't heard about that new executive order yet.
Oh, okay.
The one that just passed.
Times are changing, man.
Yeah.
The one that just passed a couple of minutes ago.
Paid back. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a real pleasure. I'm glad you guys made time to come out and talk to us. If you guys out there listening don't know, is that we're still the Norman Music Festival as usual is scrambling around to make things happen.
Yeah, it looks like it's starting to get hopping down
here. But it's
here.
going to happen. So
it's going to happen.
Definitely come on down and check us out.
Whether or not it happens before the weather hits,
it will.
Remains to be seen.
It'll be worth it. It'll be awesome.
But it's a good time, and we'll be here tomorrow as well. Provided we don't have softball-size hail. I believe the interviews tomorrow are going to be conducted at the university because apparently none of our gear is waterproof. So,
all right,
it should be fun and exciting.
Fun and exciting always. Here on KXOU.
I'm going to go ahead and sign off here for the Crimson Metal Show here at Norman Music Fest and return us to our original pre-programmed programming, I guess. Is it pre-programmed programming?
Well, it was. You had to do something, right?
Programmed pre-programming
program.
It's pre-programmed programming.
And
I think we can agree on that.
And I assume our engineer is listening and will.
Well, you would hope.
Switch us over. So.
And it's a he, right?
Yeah.
If he is listening, he should be down here.
Yeah, he should be.
Flip the switch and come on down.
Yeah. So anything left you guys want to say before we
What do you think, Mitch? Anything we should add? Or do you think we should just keep it all trade secret?
I don't want to give away too much.
No, our lips are sealed, guys. Loose lips sink ships.
All right.
Unless it's for your mom.
All right, well.
That's true.
All right, well, that's it for the Crimson Metal Show for this Friday night edition at the Norman Music Fest here. And we will see you guys maybe tomorrow. If not, we'll see you on Wednesday.
Have a good night. Come down and see the show, guys.
All right. Good night.